I'm live. So what I wanted to talk with you this evening about is I'm going to be talking about, asking you a question. Are you suffering from single or blurred vision in your business? Hi, Zoe. Glad you can join us. Are you suffering from single or blurred vision in your business and marketing? And that means either turning your back on 50% of the opportunities that you have. Hi, you did as well. Are you turning your back on the opportunities that you have, 50% of them, or are you diluting your message and your energy by trying to scatter your energy everywhere in business? So there's two kind of extremes really that I notice when I speak to women on the calls, and I speak to about 80 to 100 women a month about their businesses. And one of the commonalities that I pick up is very much this thing about they're either scattering their attention everywhere, so they're absolutely exhausted, online marketing, or the extreme of that. Because, I work with offline businesses, bricks and mortar businesses, and I also work with online businesses. And one of the things I've noticed is that you can basically fall into any of these traps, whether you've got a bricks and mortar business or whether you've got an online. But certainly one of the common traps is that people spend so much time online, scattering their energy, trying to do everything for everybody. And it's absolutely exhausting. The other issue we have, I see it a lot, is people who've got bricks and mortar businesses, offline businesses. They have the opposite problem in terms of they're really constricted in their markets. They can't see the opportunities beyond their static premises and their local geographical area. And so we have two very, very common issues here. We have like a kind of a scattergun approach where the online businesses are trying to do everything online. And we also have the opposite problem with the offline businesses that are very kind of like constrained and almost single vision. So we've got blurred vision and we've got single vision. So as I said, let's talk about bricks and mortar businesses for starters. So it used to be a case that location was everything, wasn't it? It was location, location, location. And then the internet came about, and now we've got blooming information. And we can't turn anywhere now for blooming information coming out of our ears and everywhere. And the thing is that information, my goodness, if information held the key to transformation and change, hi, Joanne, if information just held the key to transformation and change, then nothing would be wrong in the world. All businesses would be amazing. Everybody's health would be incredible. Relationships wouldn't fail. Okay, so there is kind of like a little clue here, is that information is fabulous. It kind of like gets you one step ahead. It probably opens your awareness, but it doesn't mean to say that you're actually going to take action and know how to implement it. It's a little bit like, somebody gave me this great analogy today, actually. It's a little bit like learning to drive a car. Or passing your test, really. You didn't just sit there with a manual and read how to drive a car. You didn't just sort of read the manual, get into a car, pass your driving test first time. It doesn't work like that. And business doesn't work like that either. Anyway, digressing a little bit here. So the thing about bricks and mortar businesses is that when I speak to the people who own, the offline businesses, what's happening is they're very frustrated because, of course, there's quite a declining market where the location used to work because we all shopped locally many years ago. And that's that kind of old patriarchal model of business, was like the offline business. And from that point of view, it's quite limiting. If you're in retail, it's really limiting if you are just literally looking on your doorstep. Now, I am not for one moment suggesting that you kind of ditch that and go online. But what I am saying is that you have to look at opportunities in terms of where can you draw your customers, because you can reach your customers so easily now online to drive them to an offline business. So they're the opportunities that open up from that point of view. So going from a single vision situation to kind of more of a laser focused vision of how can I get my business, my offline business, in front of these people online so that I can then attract them in to my bricks and mortar business. So that's how it works with the bricks and mortar. If you're an online business, and again, I see this a lot. If you have just an online business, there is a temptation to hide behind your computer, to not be seen. You don't have to interact with anybody. And that can be quite lonely. It can be very, very lonely. If you fall into that trap, you can become quite isolated in business, especially if you work from home. I did. Yeah, I'm talking from experience here. I had an online business, an international online business, and I didn't actually see, it was one of these, it was a digital business. And so I didn't actually ever see anybody. And I spent a lot of time in supermarkets. Crazy as that. When I look back now, it was like, oh my goodness, I spent a lot of time in supermarkets, and I couldn't work out why. And the reason is that I worked from home. I didn't see anybody every day. And so my interaction, my connection with human beings was, where can I go? Oh, we need some more food. We need some more food. We didn't need any more food. It's just that it was my opportunity to go and connect. So how can an online business, how can you develop a connection with your target audience other than online? Well, it's the opposite. It's the flip side of it, which is offline. So again, it's looking at opportunities. So for instance, we worked with a very successful jewelry maker, Laura, and Laura has an incredible strategy now where she has an online business, and she also does a lot of offline business targeting her customers. And that has opened up so many opportunities for Laura in terms of where she can market and the type of things. And actually she's developed this now, and she's running classes and courses, and one feeds off the other. So she's running sort of offline courses at the moment, and now looking to actually flip it onto online again. So it's this kind of dance between offline and online, and it's all about what works for you, your customers, and the products and services you're selling. Okay, so by the way, if anybody wants to make comments on here, if you click on this video, you'll go through to the comments box, because the problem we have here is that when you just comment underneath the feed, I'll check it out in a moment, but when you comment just under the feed, I don't necessarily see them. So I'm going to check in a moment to see if there are any questions when we get to that. So single vision is very narrow focus. Blurred vision is like, ooh, scattering the energy everywhere. So what can we do to kind of prevent this? How can we start sorting this stuff out? So the first thing is to get absolute clarity about what you do, who you're marketing to, and why on earth they would buy from you in terms of the outcomes you provide. It's nothing to do with features and benefits, folks. All right. Hi, Patsy. So this is nothing to do with features and benefits at all. This is about the outcomes you provide for your customers. But that's a clarity thing, because what that does is it's a little bit like taking all the stuff out of the cupboards when you have a clutter busting session. I mean, we're January now, but soon enough it's going to be sort of the spring clean season. And if you've ever done any clutter busting, you'll know that at first, when you take everything out of the cupboards, it's really, really uncomfortable. It's really messy. And there's sometimes where you look at the whole mess in front of you and it's like, good grief, why on earth did I start this? But in business, it's really important to get clarity, because there are so many businesses out there that have got their marketing so diluted because they haven't got that clarity, that focus, and that direction in their business, in their marketing. And so they market to everybody with the same message, regardless of what they are selling. And within a business, if I say to you, if you have a product or a service business, you will have a select number of customers that will want a select number of products and services that you sell. And so, for instance, if you've got a business with, let's say, 3,000 products, this is about kind of narrowing it down so you have the focus, that you know where to target your marketing. It's really, really critical. And the temptation is always there to fall back to that kind of like approach of one message to everybody. But actually the smart money here is on one message, one customer group, one product or service. So for some of you, you sat there now going, yeah, well, I've got like 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 1,000 or 3,000 products. How on earth does that mean I've got to kind of market to 3,000 people? No. So what it is, it's all about kind of like sorting these out so you get clarity about the different types of products and services you offer and the different types of customers that would want them. And you do like a matching sorting exercise. And we do this really, really well in our program. But we kind of match and sort, and then literally that then brings in the focus. So the first thing is about getting absolute clarity about the starting blocks for not only a 30,000-foot view of your business, but also the different products and services or different income streams you have within a business. Some of you might be marketing to consumers, so that's business to consumer. Some of you might be marketing to business. So clarity is where it starts, and clarity is a word that is bandied around, and people are like, oh, clarity, whatever. But my goodness, it is quite challenging, okay, to really get clear on your business and your customers. It is not as easy as you believe. So that's the first thing. Number two is dig really deep on knowing your customers at a cellular level. I was speaking to one of our graduates today on our call, and she was saying that she didn't even know, she was totally honest. It was very beautiful. She said, when I came into your program, Heather, I didn't really even know that I was supposed to segment my marketing and look at the different customers, and it would make my marketing a lot smarter and my money would go a lot further and I would get a lot more opportunities by doing this. And so that's the thing. This is about really narrowing down and focusing at a cellular level on your customers, so that they're so real that they could be sat around a table with you, telling you about what they want and what they don't like, and you can then craft all your messages around your ideal customers in their buying habits. And that's like being a fly on the wall to your customers. Can you see how useful that would be? And as I said, the great thing about that is that it prevents you from that scattergun approach of marketing. And I suppose, in a way, if you have the opposite effect of that kind of single focus going on, what it does is if you've got the single focus, it opens your eyes to other opportunities for your customers, your ideal customers. If you have the scattergun approach, it narrows your focus so you don't feel so overwhelmed. Because in business, we can get so overwhelmed nowadays with the hundreds of different marketing activities you could be doing for your business. So wouldn't it be nice to get some clarity about, oh my goodness, I only need to put my attention here or here? It's about having a plan and having a strategy for your business to make your life a lot easier, because business is not easy, folks. All right, if you wanted the easy route, go get a job, all right, where you just 9 to 5 and you come home, and that's lovely. But on the flip side of it, it doesn't give you the freedom and the flexibility and the ability to really kind of step up and grow yourself and a business and your financial independence. Anyway, right, so what you do is, once you've got the clarity and you know who your customers are and you match them to the products and services that you offer, you then create what I call an opportunities matrix. And that is, you sit down and you work out, like a day in the life, a customer journey. You work out all the way through, as if you're kind of remote viewing these ideal customers, about exactly what is happening in their life. What are the points of interaction throughout the day of your customer? And you can do that in a way where you can work out, well, do they go on Facebook? Where do they go? Where do they go to fairs? Are they in a mother and toddlers group? You can work out where these people go and their interactions with others. So you can then map out and you can go, okay, so is my ideal customer group, are they there? Again, we had one of our lovely graduates, Lisa, has mentioned that she got an opportunity for, I think she was approached by the Times newspaper. And thank goodness she's gone through our program, because she could have fallen into the vanity trap of maybe advertising with the Times or putting a feature in there. But what she came to recognize was, very beautifully, was that actually, because she'd done her customer personas with us, she recognized that her customers weren't there. They don't read the Times. They don't even read newspapers, for goodness sake, her audience. So can you see how not understanding your customers can really lead to your business stagnating or getting completely overwhelmed? Okay, so I'm going to just have a look to see if we've got any questions. If anybody's got any questions, if you want to pop them, as I said, if you click on the video, you can actually come into the live stream here. I'm just going to have a look to see if I'm gonna have a look here. Bear with me. If anybody wants to please put questions in the feed for me. Say hi. Tell me where you are. Tell me how you're getting on tonight. What are you doing apart from watching me? Let me have a look here. See if I've got so many blooming groups here. Let's have a look. and I haven't got my beautiful admin with me tonight because she's a bit poorly. Let's have a look. It's silence, it's tumbleweeds. But I'm sure everybody's probably like putting messages in here now, and I can't actually see. I can't actually see them. Let me just have a look. There's me saying, say hi, and you're probably all kind of waving, and I'm just sat on my phone now trying to find all your messages. Bear with me a moment. So yeah, if you click on this video, you should be able to come up on in the stream of, sometimes there's a delay. Tell me what type of business you've got, whether you've got an online business or an offline business or an online and off. But I know we just did a poll in our Facebook group, Women in Business Aligned for Success, and it was really fascinating, the results that came through of how many of you have got an online and offline business and how many of you just isolated, as I said, online or offline, which is that single kind of focus, and that's not healthy. Oh, thank you, Louisa. I really appreciate that. Louisa's like, I can hear you. That's good. Thank you, Louisa. I'm looking to see if we've got any questions that are coming into our other groups here. I'm just going to have a look. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. Women in Business. No, I don't think there's any questions at the moment. Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, here we go. Oh, brilliant. And as if by magic, all of a sudden, Facebook catches up and I get like a ton of messages into the thing. Fab. Thank you. I don't feel so alone now. So Zoe said, hi, Heather. What if you found out your customer's base, but your health can't cope with it? Oh, that's an interesting one, Zoe. Okay. What if you found out your customer base, but your health can't cope with it? Okay. So in business, we have to deal with what we've got to deal with. You know, I talk extensively about the fact that business is never in isolation. That is one of my favorite sayings, and the reason is over 25 years of me being an entrepreneur, I've had to navigate business around the curveballs in my personal life. You know, divorces, single parent for 8 years, and then like the biggie that came in was the health issue. So I'm going to address this one now for you, Zoe. Big health issue where I was literally close to death, and I prayed for my life. That's how bad it got. I couldn't work for 6 months. So, and that's critical when you're self-employed. It's very, very painful to go through that. Yeah, dealing with sort of debt and the recession and you name it. I've over 25 years, these curveballs have come at me, and so I do have insight into how life can affect business and vice versa. So Zoe, what I would say is, this is about making your life easier so you can identify a market. And this is about working out then how you can use or utilize rather the offline and the online marketing. And by the way, this is my mic here. I've got a black top on and I've got a black mic. You can just occasionally see it. So if you, for instance, have got an offline business, which is what I know Zoe's got, Zoe, one of the things I would say is that if you find that obviously you've got offline customers, they're all clubs, because you've got a fantastic business that embroiders really top quality, high class black belts with all the different logos and the Japanese kind of words. Yeah, I mean, I'm really not doing it justice. Zoe is amazing, her business. So Zoe, what I would say is that this is about working things to your advantage, literally online and offline businesses working together with your marketing in terms of, no, that one didn't come out right. If you have an offline business, utilize online. If you have offline, utilize online. If you have an online business, utilize offline to balance everything up, to give you a real flow of opportunities. So Zoe, with an offline business, having systems that you could utilize online is really powerful. So I hope that answers your question. This is about kind of working out the flow and how to target those people online to make your life easier. Or alternatively, Zoe, I'm just going to go back to that one. Or alternatively, it's sometimes making the choice about, is that the right fit for you, that business? Okay, and just shooting from the hip here. You can always rely on me, folks, for just telling it as it is, just my way. Might not be the right way or the wrong way. I'm just saying it. You asked me, and it's just my kind of 2 pennies worth here is sometimes we have to shape businesses around our lives and what's going on in them. So for instance, when I was a single mum, I kind of worked out that the businesses that I wanted to own, well, I wanted them to fit around my children. I didn't want £1 million, agency where I was going to be flying off around the world and kind of doing, I didn't want that at that time. So for me, it was about creating my kitchen table businesses that then integrated with online. And I was able then to, it was beautiful businesses, because I actually built the business around my life rather than my life around a business. That makes sense. And by the way, Zoe, I'm not telling you for one moment to jack in your business. All right. I'm just saying that there are different options that you can look at in terms of making your life a whole lot easier. Louisa saying, I have an offline and launching online. I have offline and launching online. Brilliant, Louisa, because that's the thing. It's about looking at the different options. But what I would say to you, everybody, is don't be fooled in thinking that the online business is easier than offline. There are people that I speak to and they're like, yes, well, I'm gonna just set up a business online. And I'm like, right, okay, so you've got all the structures and everything that you would have to have for an offline business. And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, how are you going to get customers? Well, they're just going to find me, aren't they? No, it's not. That's like having a shop with a shop sign on it, and basically you've got nothing in the windows and you've got a closed sign on your front door. It just doesn't work. So you have to treat an online business with the same respect as you would an offline business. Patsy saying, hey, on my treadmill, can't walk and type. That's hilarious. I love that. This is all making sense. That's so much fun, Patsy. Go girl. Yeah, on the treadmill. Fab. Laura said, I've just started an events catering business. Well, of course, that's an offline business, and that's a physical, tangible business, Laura. Again, this is about opening your eyes in terms of where the opportunities lie to drive customer awareness online, so that you can drive them for them contacting you for your offline business. And there are many, many different powerful strategies that can be used to do that. You just got to know which ones they are as a fit for what you're offering and your market. As I said, this is not kind of one little piece of the jigsaw puzzle, folks. You just don't get one piece and imagine that a business is going to work fantastically well. This is all about testing and measuring and working out as closely as you can the ideal fit to your customers, what you're selling, and then the message that you are going to give out into the world in terms of positioning, so that you don't get lost in all of that noise online. So he said, yeah, I think I'm with you. I think I'm with you. Thank you. Yeah. I can always clarify this for you, Zoe. Laura Jane is saying, I've had a cake making business for 7 years now, progressing to events catering. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, Laura, yeah, there we go. Yeah, give me some more information. Now progressing to events catering, but no funds or loans, so finding it difficult to build as I go. Any advice? Yeah, Laura, the thing is that if you are going to build a business organically, and sometimes we have to because we don't have the cash, we just have the time, but don't kid yourselves again that time is money, okay? Your time is the most precious resource out there. I mean, what price do you put on your life? Because really, that's the countdown kind of clock that we're all on. And so when you're looking at your business, there is this kind of, again, this myth that if you spend your own time, that you are saving yourself money. And that ain't true, really, because, for instance, it can take on average 3 to 5 years to grow a business organically. And that means sort of making a bit of cash, investing into your business, making a bit of cash, investing into your business, or just trying to take a salary out of it or some kind of money. And so there's no right or wrong in this. It just is. But if you truly want to maximize your time on this planet, if you want to maximize the results you get and get them faster, then you do have to invest in yourself, because by extension, that's your business. So this is about becoming resourceful. And that is the number one that is the number one skill that I would say as an entrepreneur. That's the thing that will keep you in business, because it's relatively easy, as I say, to set up a business. Anybody can go and set up a business. Really, really simple, actually, when you think about it. You just get a product or service, you contact your bank, you set up a business account, you let the tax man know, and then away you go. It's easy to set up a business. What is hard is to keep a business going and then to stay in self-employment or in whatever level you want. So this is about investing in yourself. It's about investing in yourself if you're able to. And Laura, as I said, I appreciate with no funds or loans, okay, it is challenging, but you got to get resourceful. If you want this bad enough, you're going to find a way. People always do. All right. If you had, God forbid, if you had somebody you really loved and they needed an operation and you needed to find £5,000 within the next 30 days, I'm absolutely certain all of you would be able to do it. I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever. So this is about kind of like how you're prioritizing things, what you truly want, And sometimes we've got to be truthful and go, well, actually, I say I want it, but I'm okay, actually. I'm just going to stay kind of like doing and investing and kind of at this level. And that, again, there is no right or wrong. There is no judgment here whatsoever, because I did it myself. So, but it's about, I want you to realize that if you are going to take that route, it is a slower route. But hey, as I said, I did it. And from that point of view, what did I learn from it? Well, nothing is ever lost, folks. Nothing is ever lost. So from that point of view, I learned so much about myself and about business through the struggles, because my God, it's damn hard when you do it that route. All right. But keep going, Laura. I'm sure, I mean, you're doing what you love in terms of cake making and the events catering. Yeah, it's about really looking at what makes you different. If that is one gift I can give you all tonight, it's about what makes your business different, because there are hundreds and hundreds of different events and catering companies and hundreds of different cake makers. There are hundreds and hundreds of different businesses doing what you're doing most of the time, okay? And so from that point of view, and by the way, if you say, actually, no, we're totally unique, that's kind of like big warning sirens going off, because that is harder than having competition. But when you do have competition, it is about really focusing in on what makes you great, what makes you unique in terms of your business and what it is offering to the world. And then we can start talking about brands and everything. And of course, we work with some really sort of bigger businesses who are growing in their businesses and scaling. They don't want to stay stuck or kind of get paralysis at a certain level, so that they want growth, constantly want growth. And those type of businesses, they're really dialing it in and elevating everything. And that's what they do. So Zoe says, haha, I know what you mean. Hi, Fiona as well has joined us. So if anybody has got any more questions about this, I'm just watching my time here. But yeah, so just to recap here, if you have an offline business, a bricks and mortar business, a service you provide, a product that you make, but you're offline, and you're in a geographical location, the danger of that is that you can have quite single focus around you. Yeah. And from that point of view, in fact, actually, even if you're online, you can have a single focus, but I've seen this most where offline businesses are concerned, where you're really focused in on your local geographical area. That's the only way you think you can make money and get customers. And so you might be networking, you might be handing out flyers, you might be having like hundreds of blooming business cards produced. It's like, it's exhausting. It's the same exhaustion really as we have on the online businesses who are scattergun approaching in all the social media platforms. You will notice, if you strip out my business, you will notice that I am not on a lot of platforms. And I do that for a reason, because that's my strategy. I have a strategy in business. So I don't just like wake up and go, well, I've just got to be on everything because everybody else is on everything. No, we've got specific strategies for certain social media. And there are some social media that I pull right back from. There are some that I go, actually, we're now going into a new market, so I need to be on that platform, and so we build that one. So we keep a few kind of ticking over. But if you ever go onto some I don't know, and try and hunt me out on some of the platform, Pinterest, for instance, I think I've got Pinboard. I haven't got a clue, quite honestly. I don't care because it's not where my market is. So it's like, come on, folks, wake up. You don't have to be everywhere. You just got to find your market and really focus in on what they want, and don't get sucked into that online myth about social media in terms of organic posting blogs, posting this, posting that. Oh my goodness, that is exhausting. It is not a sales machine. If you want to make money, you don't do that first. You do that kind of like halfway or to the end of your business. Otherwise, you are just going to be exhausted. Let's have a look, see if we got any more questions. Yeah, Laura said, thanks so much. That's great. Yeah, much love to you, Laura. You got this. Okay, so if you haven't got any more questions for me, I'm in my last chance saloon for you to ask me Thursday night Q&A. You can put anything you want in here and I'll answer it. I mean, we're talking tonight about offline and online businesses and the focus, where you focus to get your customers. But if you have got any questions, stick them in the comments. I know it takes a few minutes I'm exaggerating here, few seconds for the stream to catch up sometimes on questions. But if you have got any other questions you want to put in there about your business, or how you're marketing at the moment, or how you're not marketing at the moment, pop them in the feed. I'm just going to hang around a moment just waiting for that. But yeah, it's this is about narrow focus, broad focus. If you and as I said, I see this all the time in terms of women who've got businesses, and they're not looking for the opportunities. You've really got to look for the opportunities and be open to opportunities, because don't forget, whatever you chase runs away. So if you are chasing cash, if you're chasing money, it is going to run away from you. That is not where you should put your focus. So this is about looking for opportunities, really relaxing in this. Stop hustling so much in all the wrong places. Relax and then tune into the opportunities. Where would you love to see your products or services? Where would you like to see your services used? And then relax into that and have a bit of fun with it. Get curious. That's another great skill to have as an entrepreneur. Curiosity does not kill a cat. It's fantastic because it will lead you through different doors and opportunities, and just embrace them and see what comes of it. All right. Nothing is ever lost. Nothing is ever lost. It's always gained. Fail forwards. Okay. Jojo. I always call you Jojo. I'm so sorry, Joanne, because Jojo Wilson is fab. Love your name. What happens if you find clients only look on Facebook pages and groups, but don't buy? Yeah, well, you're falling into the trap there of organic. Do you like my sound effects? You're falling into the trap there of organic Facebook and social media, organic. And you know, my background 30 odd years ago is PR. It's where I started, public relations. And the whole premise of public relations is education online. And reputation raising awareness and reputation building. And it's all organic really in its approach. It is not, big letters, it is not a sales tool. PR is not a sales tool. Why am I talking about PR? Because that is what social media is in terms of reaching and connecting people and awareness. And it's that nice kind of gentle stuff. And I know it feels really good to us women because it's more of a feminine approach. And a lot of us have got really bad associations with the word sales. And I could actually do a whole nother live, which I will do, about sales and what that invokes in you as a person. And if we started that, we'd be going on for another blooming hour. But that in itself will have you constrict, and it will also have you running away from the main thing you need for your business to survive. And that is sales. That's the sales funnels. It's sales machines. If you don't know how to do that in a more feminine way, because it doesn't have to be sleazy old school anymore. That push sales and pushy stuff is all dead now. This is all about stepping up in service as a woman. And so, and that's why we've got the upper hand now, because this is fab. This feels good. And it's just really a lovely way to do business. It's more service. So if you've got people, Joanne, who your clients are only looking on Facebook pages and groups, but don't buy, what I would say to you is, well, where are your sales machines? Where are your sales funnels? And sales funnels, by the way, folks, are not as simple as just having an advert and then leading them to your website. You are going to lose customers that way as well. So this is about dialing it all in so you have an entire process to take people on a customer journey. And so, you know, people don't like being sold to, but they love buying. So it's about having the whole picture there, Joanne, and without looking at your business and seeing where the dips are in terms of where it's out of alignment. I can't, you know, it would be unethical for me to actually make a decision on what's going on for you right now. But what I would say is that's how it sounds at the moment. You've got disconnect there in terms of too much on the PR side and the social media side, not enough on the sales side. Hope that helps you. Brilliant. Okay, so any other questions, pop them in the feeds underneath here and I will answer them, or I'll do another live on them. But certainly I think there is something here in terms that's telling me that I need to do a live perhaps next week on sales and how to get sales, because that's that grubby word that us women, we kind of run to the hills. It's like, that's not great. Joanne says, thank you. No problem, Joanne. Brilliant. Okay, so have a great evening. Whatever you're doing this weekend, have a fabulous time. And I will catch up with you next week. Take care until then. Remember, one foot in front of the other. Keep going. Take care. Bye.